But before we start with today's video, I'd like to go over a few special offers that we have on our merch store today. Welcome to the Patriot Dad headquarters merch store. Go ahead and head over to our website, seen here, and scroll all the way to the bottom and enter your email here to join our email list. There is currently an ongoing promotion for 10% off your entire first order for new email subscribers. As a member of the email list, you will also be able to take advantage of future promotions and a future newsletter that will be coming soon, where we will feature links to other resources, promotions, discounts, and ads for merchandise and other items that fit with our brand. There's also currently an ongoing promotion on the website right now, where if you go to the website and you buy $50 in apparel, that is shirts, hoodies, or anything else under the apparel section, that you will be able to receive the Don't Mess With My Family black coffee mug for 50% off. So go ahead and go to the headquarters website, sign up for the email list, and take advantage of that 10% off your entire first order, as well as the buy $50 in apparel and get the black coffee mug for 50% off. I look forward to seeing you around the headquarters, Patriots. Bye for now. And now, back to our week's video. Why, hello, fellow Patriots. Welcome to episode 11 on the Patriot Dad channel, where we can discuss current events and modern issues, all while keeping it as real as possible. Today, I wanted to talk to you about money in our political process and elections, how candidates raise that money, what it gets spent on, and how it is starting to shape our political outcomes. There are many ways that a candidate can fund elections. In general, there are three main ways. You have public funding, you have individual contributions, and then you have PACs, which can include super PACs. For the public funding option, for general elections, public funding for a major party presidential nominees in the general election takes the form of a grant of $20 million plus of cost of living adjustment. To be eligible, the nominee must be of a major party and agree to limit spending to the amount of the grant and may not accept private contributions for the campaign. Candidates may spend an additional $50,000 of their own money, which does not count against that limit. And if you look at the previous presidential election in 2020, if a candidate had used it, that amount for the grant would have been $103.7 million. So that sounds like a lot of money, but you'll see here in a little bit that $103.7 million is just a drop in the bucket. And if that is what you are limited to spend, it's probably why we don't see a lot of the major candidates take this option. The next way they can raise money is by individual contributions. So you have on this chart, we see that for 2023-2024, the individual contribution limit for any candidate is $3,300 per election. For PACs, you can give $5,000 per year. For party committees in states, districts, and locals, you're limited to $10,000 a year combined. For a national party committee, such as the Democratic National Committee or the Republican National Committee, you are capped at $41,300 per year as an individual. So you see here, it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but there are quite a few of us. So you can generate quite a bit of revenue for your campaign by raising individual contributions. So again, that sounds like a lot of money. But then when we get to PACs, these political action committees have rules and regulations about what they can and can't do. But with a super PAC, this was introduced in 2010 by a court decision, a case known as SpeechNow.org versus the Federal Election Commission. Technically known as Independent Expenditure Only Committees, super PACs may raise unlimited sums of money from corporations, unions, associations, and individuals. Then they can spend that money, unlimited sums of money, to overtly advocate for or against political candidates. Unlike traditional PACs, however, super PACs are prohibited from donating money directly to a political candidate. Also, they are not allowed to coordinate with the candidate, which I'm sure never happens. So unlimited amounts of money. When it sounded like 100 and so million was a lot, or if you have, 70 some odd million people voting for somebody, and if everyone gave the max contribution, you could be in the hundreds of millions. But you know what? That's not even a lot of money when compared to some of the money that's raised by super PACs. So if we look at 2016 for election spending, the two top candidates, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton Hillary Clinton raised $563.8 million plus $206 million of outside money. Donald Trump raised $333 million with $100 million of outside money. This is one of the few examples where the person that raised the most money and spent the most money didn't win. But there were many factors to that, which we won't go into right now, because we're trying to stay a little apolitical on this one. In 2020, we see that these campaigns raised significantly more money than they did in 2016. In 2020, nearly $4 billion in total was raised by candidates plus outside money, with Joe Biden raising just over $1 billion as a candidate and $580 million of outside money, compared to Trump raising $774 million as a candidate and $314 million of outside money. That is an absurd amount of money for candidates to raise when you really look at what it gets spent on as well. So traditionally, most of that money is getting spent on traditional legacy media in the form of ads. They're buying commercials, they're buying newspaper, they're buying digital online ads, they're buying all kinds of advertising. When we look here in the 2019 to 2020 election cycle that we just discussed, total political advertising spending reached $8.5 billion across TV, radio, and digital media. That was 30% higher than the $6.7 billion projected earlier in the year, and 108% more spending than we saw in the 2017-2018 midterm election, which was a record at the time. So again, $100 million sounds like a lot for public funding of an election, but when you compare it to the fact that in some of these campaigns, billions of dollars is being spent on advertising, let alone on things like travel, events, and other expenditures that campaigns have to do, including payroll. That's not even included in this $8.5 billion. When you look at the amount of money now spent on ads, what is the purpose of ads? Ads buy attention. Attention buys name recognition. Name recognition plus a party letter behind your name can get you a primary victory. Once you win your party's primary, along with that name recognition and your political platform strength that you inform everybody about through advertising, you can drive higher turnout. Higher turnout than the other candidate is what gets you elected. So in the end, political advertisements and spending on ads can help you win the election. In the end, with the exception of a few outliers, the higher spending candidate tends to win. With the introduction of super PACs, there's been a significant increase in the amount of money spent in elections, whether it's by the candidate or people indirectly representing that candidate or their platform. And with this money comes influence. Even if a candidate is barred from coordinating with a super PAC, do we really think that if a super PAC spends significant sums of money to get a candidate elected, that the people that run that super PAC won't have some influence over them? I think we'd be kidding ourselves if we said there wasn't. And until we start to see candidates making decisions that promote the general welfare of the republic and not prioritizing corporate special interests over the long-term viability of our country, we need to move more and more away from having such high spending in elections. With social media, podcasts, and other non-traditional media that's flourishing while the legacy media is losing its steam, do candidates really need to spend that much money in an election to get that sort of recognition? I would argue that going on a few high-end podcasts, Joe Rogan, for instance, Timcast IRL, Patrick Bet David, among others, could get quite a bit of name recognition for somebody and cost very little. Should we move to a public-only funding of elections? Should we cap the amount of money that a candidate can raise and spend on an election? What are your thoughts? Put a comment below on what you think we could do to improve our elections and try and get money out of them. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and share it with friends. If you want to see more like it, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you can be notified when I upload a new video. When you share the video, go ahead and leave a comment and tack on a recommendation for something that you might want to see in a future video. I look forward to seeing what you comment. Take care, everyone. God bless, and bye for now.